Hello, my dear ones. This is a timeless, near personal love and spirituality reading for whomever is guided to watch it with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. This reading in particular is dedicated to Joanne that made a donation to the channel to get more content like this. And if you also want to support my channel like Joanne, you can follow the donation link in the description box of this video. I will start shuffling your cards and I will use the Crystal Tarot by Philip Permit. So, when I open your deck here, I see the Page of Pentacles together with the Seven of Swords. So, it seems like you are on an adventure, okay, where there's a little bit hazardous things on your road forward. But with the Page of Pentacles, there will come some reward out of this for you. Maybe you will learn something new, or you will in any way you will become more skilled in some way. It seems like you are almost like a student here. And the Seven of Swords is usually lies, deception, manipulation, control, things like this. How people is trying to maybe get the best out of you by manipulating you. Okay, so I call the Divine with Love and Light. And here we see the Nine of Wands wants to show itself together with the Six of Cups and the Seven of Swords. So with the Nine of Wands, it seems like you have been through a lot, okay, on your journey already, even though you are the Page of Pentacles here. So the Knight of Swords wants to show its face. So you seems like you have been in war, but you're kind of ready to forgive your counterpart. But I don't think they are mature enough to actually benefit from you forgiving them, okay? Because with the Seven of Swords here, I don't think that they have actually learned a thing. So, sorry. Okay, so I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world. And here we have, again, the Seven of Swords with the Nine of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. So again, it's going to come something fruitacious out of this situation, but it's also going to bring a lot of pain. And when we are a victim to a lot of pain, we get traumatized. But if we are strong enough to kind of take care of ourselves, realize that what is happening to us isn't personal, it's maybe it is that you are investing in a situation that this was the only way it could pan out, because you haven't been judging the people and the situation from an above perspective. You have just hoped that it will work out fine, and it won't, or it hasn't. But when we are subside to a lot of pain like this, we will eventually either perish, we will go into depression, people might even take their own life, things like this. But if we don't, if we decide to side with ourselves, we will come out stronger from this, okay? And it means that eventually what hurt you a lot in the past will not hurt you in the future, and you will not kind of let people get to you. So, for example, if you let someone get under your skin now, and they get under your skin and get under your skin and get under your skin, and eventually you will feel like, no, this is too much pain, and I will choose myself. So that brings this kind of coolness with you. And it also heals you in a way, because when you have been the victim of pain over and over and over again, eventually it's not that bad anymore, okay? It's nothing touches you. You have been through this before, and it's yeah, okay, I hear what you're saying. You like to verbally abuse people. Nice, it has nothing to do with me. So you will become cool like that, is what I'm feeling. But it's a little bit tricky road to that point. Okay. So, 6 elements. And here we have the 10 of Pentacles with the 7 of Swords. So it will be very valuable for you in many ways. Here we also have the Emperor, someone else, and the King of Cups. So I think you will actually heal because of this. The 10 of Pentacles, you will become much more self-assured. You will be able to build beautiful success for yourself because you will be a better creator. You won't just hope that things will go all right. You will put in the necessary skills and work to get things to work out all right. And you won't invest in hopeless situation with hopeless people. And here we have the 9 of Cups. So this is you looking to your own satisfaction, taking care of you in many different levels. And it's the 9, so it's connected to the Hermit. So it shows you taking care of you. And in the same way, you're also healing. The King of Cups, no one can touch a person that's healed. Okay, if you say to a person, oh, you're so stupid. And if they love themselves and are super self-assured and they feel not really touched by this, what that person is saying, they will probably feel more sorry for the person that says it. So this is what I see for you. So these people that's put in your road like this, causing a little bit of hell, they are actually kind of helpful on your road to healing here, because eventually it won't hurt that bad and you will become the bigger and more mature person, and you will stop attracting this kind of situation and start attracting more beautiful things for yourself. Okay, the Empress. So it's all about dignity and knowing your worth, knowing the value that you give to any situation, and kind of cherish that value and not let people get away with doing things towards you that's abusive or kind of just not particularly nice. So if you honor yourself enough, you will learn to not stay in situations like this because you're worth so much better. Temperance card. So it also seems like there's an Emperor-Empress kind of dynamic here. The Temperance card shows attraction between two very opposite forces. So it's like the dark and the light comes together to create balance. So it might be that you're also attracted to kind of your shadow. Okay, so 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear viewers. So I want you to have love in your life and to find yourself in loving relationships. Also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. It seems like you have a very beautiful way of acting in the world, but it has also left you a little bit vulnerable with the Queen of Cups and the Three of Cups. But if you can learn to protect this vulnerability, it will be a real treasure. Instead of letting yourself be abused in different ways, you can actually share your beautiful gift with the world. Okay, so just tune in here for a few seconds. So this is the new bottom of the deck, and it's the 9 of Wands, so a little bit of a warrior energy. You have had enough, we can say. And the old is the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is again about learning self-respect. It's also about learning to become a creator in this world, and to also choose your creation by using the law of repulsion as well. With the 9 of Wands, it's putting up boundaries towards the things we don't want in our life. That is also part of being a creator. Okay, so I'll just put out your cards like this. I also want to say that if you need more information or help after you have watched this reading, you can turn to the love readings for the season that is up. It's for the September, but there's also August, September readings. And you can also watch the pick a card and near personal readings on the first page of my channel. Click my little Queen of Cups icon. You will come to the first channel page. Then you can scroll down to the playlist you want to investigate. Click on the name of the playlist. And in most devices, you will see then all of the videos in that playlist. So you can take your pick. Okay. To maybe a name on the video that's calling to you and talking about your situation. So this is the issue at hand, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is destiny. It's situations that you're being guided to again and again to kind of ascend. Every time you go to this situation, you ascend a little bit, you learn a little bit more, a little bit more, and a little bit more, and eventually you will be an expert in this area. So I'm thinking you have a lot of divine guides around you that really wants to watch over you and help you in this. It's almost like an initiation, and it's an initiation to higher and higher level of spirituality in this spiral. And eventually, when you have learned everything that is to know in this spiral, you might go on a different spiral and learn something else. So beautiful. Okay. So this is the past, and we have the Five of Cups, and it's disappointment, particularly in relationship to others, to family, to our spouses, to our best friends, our tribe. Our tribe has in different ways made us very disappointed, and we have had high expectations that kind of didn't come true in these situations. So this is what you're learning about, disappointment in relationships. And this is your future, or what you need to work on. And again, we are talking about relationships and choices in relationships. And we can see here is your soul, and here is your higher self, kind of watching over this situation. So I'm feeling here that it is about taking the best decision, not from I want this, or I need this, or he must love me, or I can't live without her, but actually taking a sane decision from an above perspective. What do you see in this situation? Is it really like a mutual relationship where there's an equal give and take? Are people helping each other? It doesn't mean that you need to end a relationship. It just means that if you find imbalances, there might be issues that needs to be worked on, and you can't kind of steer. I'm feeling that this is a steering wheel as well. You can't steer the relationship all by yourself. You need to, if the other person isn't working together with you, you need to drop equally much of the responsibility for the relationship, even if it means that the relationship ends. Because when you carry it, you will be the one that is it's very easy for you to be abused and taken advantage of, because the other person is not respecting the relationship. And you say, oh, this relationship is important for me. And the other person says, well, it's not important enough for me, so I will work on it or try to improve the situation. So that leaves you very vulnerable. So it needs to be balanced. I will take a guidance card for the Spirit Message Daily Guidance Oracle deck by John Holland. Let's see here. So guidance here for your the work. And we actually have the Strength card. Strength comes from many sources. Staying strong brings confidence, conviction, and a balanced body, mind, and soul. Spirit has its own unique and beautiful way of replenishing your soul with strength on a continual basis. You're never really alone, as we're always with you. So it shows that the key here is to be very strong in relationships, particularly the ones that seems to disappoint you. Don't give in too much, compromise, but only if the other person compromises too. Work on the relationship, but also only if the other person wants to work on it too. In other case, you need to look at the situation from an above perspective and take a sane and strong, controlled decision. Okay, beautiful. So this is what the divine is throwing into the mix, and it's again this with your soul. So you're getting closer and closer to expressing your soul in a more truthful way. So you're able to kind of trust yourself more and more for each day, and also probably communicate yourself more clearly. Before, you probably held back and didn't tell the absolute truth about how you felt about the situation, because you wanted to keep it cool, to not endanger the situation or the relationship. But now it's getting less and less easy for you to do that. Your soul is taking more and more place in your body, in your life. And for some people, it can be almost like having a little bit of a devil on your shoulder, that suddenly you say that truth to that friend about what you have felt all along, and it might get like a really toxic situation because the other person is used to you not, pointing out the elephant in the room, so to speak. But it's necessary to get change. You have complained, you have asked the divine to help you, and here they are helping you by sending more of you to you. It's like almost opening a canal between your body and your soul. So more of your soul will slip in, but it will also make you kind of feel like you slip when you talk with people, because you will become more honest and truthful and more honorable, actually, because you will tell things as they really are, kind of tuned into your moral codes and values, that this is wrong, I can't take this. This is not an acceptable behavior that you are displaying here, in my opinion. I get very hurt in these situations when you abandon me like this. And the other person might get really angry, and that's why we have the card for kind of soldier, protection and war underneath here. We also have the King of Wands, so it's really acting from your soul and being the creator. So instead of kind of sitting still in the boat, trying to not take too big breaths in and keeping yourself small and insignificant so no one will get angry with you or pissed with you or throw you off the boat, now you're standing up and rocking the boat. So that might be your song also. I don't know exactly what song it is for this moment, but I hear a melody, rock the boat. Some kind of revolutionary girl song. No, it's the only thing I have right now, but I will Google it and put it in the description box for you. So the songs are like mini readings, so you can check it out and it can advise you even more on how to use your strength as were advised here. So this is how you deal with the circumstances here and the divine's input. And we have the Eight of Cups. Okay, so Eight of Cups is you being really tired and you don't really know what's asked of you. It's almost like you're squeezed between a rock and a hard place. You want to manage yourself and keep quiet and keep your head down and try to be kind of a good person. And in the same time, you're being very pushed by certain situations and individuals that kind of steals your energy. So you're being pushed, and also your soul is now pushing you and telling you that you need to speak up. You might obsessively think about this situation. I should have said this, I should have done that. I should call this person up and I would give them their just desserts. And that is tormenting to you too, because you want to be this nice person. You have a certain idea of how you are. But here it's connected to the strength card. We also got the strength from this spiritual messages. So I'm thinking you need to let forward more of yourself. This is what your soul wants and the divine wants. It wants to make its mark. You're not supposed to be a timid little person that just accept the situation and trying to not rock the boat and trying to, keep your feet from being crushed by maybe more harsh and manipulative or people that doesn't really mind hurting you in this Five of Cups, Eight of Cups kind of way. Okay. So this is a combination of this, what has been in the past and how you feel about this, your mission almost. And we have the Two of Cups. So you feel a lot of love towards these people, like even if they have hurt you a lot and you might be angry with them and you have a lot of opinions about how they have hurt you in the past in many different ways, you still love these people, and it's what we saw, the great attraction between the two opposites. In this case, it was the masculine and the divine feminine. So you feel great love, and you feel like it needs to be a point. Why do I feel this love towards this person? It must be because it's supposed to be a manifestation. And it's maybe so that there will be a manifestation. But I clearly feel that there won't be a happy manifestation of this relationship until you learn to become whole yourself. You can't heal this relationship until you have healed yourself. And you're healing yourself by either taking in your more feminine side, becoming more empathic, more vulnerable, more responsible with maybe taking the blame in certain situations or fixing the situations. Or maybe you need to become more masculine, more pointing with the whole hand, being stubborn, refusing to let go of your opinion and getting your will through, okay? So whatever you are lacking, work on taking in more of that side to yourself. So this is, we had work here, this is your mission, and it's Three of Wands. Three of Wands is a very feisty kind of card. It's not angry, it's not possessive or petty or in any way. It's just this with a person pointing with their whole hand. So it's almost like a negotiation is about to happen, and you need to voice your concerns and stand up for your point of view in these discussions. Okay, so in conversations with people or discussions about important topics, it's very crucial that you just don't yield. If you are the person that always yield, this time don't yield. If people kind of neglect or downplay your topic and say, okay, yeah, that's just you being like this again, I don't want to talk about that. Then you say, well, this is the main topic, this is the thing that's most important for me. If you don't want to listen, we have a real problem. So you really need to stand up and fight for yourself a little bit here, and not in that feisty, like childish kind of angry way, but more in this adult, this is how it is, this is how it's going to be, this is what I stand by. And also stand by your word, and not and maybe giving people even consequences if they don't want to connect with you on this level or discuss these things that your soul is so clearly seeing. This is what we need to talk about. It doesn't mean that you are right in this situation. It just means that there's a kind of a situation that's a little bit infected, that needs to be cleared out. And it can be, for example, you knowing that someone dislikes you, but they refuse to say. They just say, no, that's no problem, it's no problem. And eventually you just say, okay, I know there's a problem, and I'm not going to give up on this topic until you tell me what's the problem, so we can sort this out, or at least I can know what has upset you in the relationship to me. So it doesn't have to be always that you have an issue with another person. Can be the other way around as well. It's just information that needs to come out and be discussed to make this relationship more healthy, or to balance a certain situation. Because when we keep secrets for each other, even when it's because we want to be diplomatic and try to avoid a conflict, the other person still knows something is wrong. And if we try to hide it from them, it's kind of dishonoring towards that person, to not letting them know and to not letting them getting a chance to fix it. So if you are like that you are keeping things hidden because you don't want to upset someone, they already know that you are keeping something hidden. And as I said, it might be very degrading and dishonoring to know that, okay, so they tell me that everything is okay, but I can feel that it's not okay. So this is outside, kind of outside energies that comes in, and it's the Three of Swords. So it might be that you are going to get really hurt in this situation with the truth that another person might have. But it's still very crucial to have this truth sometimes. For example, let's say that you have a person that you have been together with in a relationship, and recently they broke up with you. and you want to have a closure, and you hope that there will be a reconciliation. And it might be that this person is going to say, no, it's not going to be any reconciliation. I don't want this relationship anymore. But it's still the truth. We have 3 here. It's connected to the Empress. So it's a part that we're usually very vulnerable. But here is the 3 of Wands, the 3 of Swords. So it's very masculine parts of the Empress. So it's about becoming kind of dealing with the truth, accepting what is, and being able to muster up enough energy to do something about the situation. It doesn't always have to be in the way you want it to, but at least you need to honor yourself and the situation by taking the best decisions. So let's say that someone will say, okay, I don't love you anymore, or they will tell you the truth of why they didn't like you, if it's a work colleague or something else, or someone in your periphery. We'll see what comes out of that. And we have the Chariot. Okay, so it seems like you will be put in a situation where either you will like the truth that comes out. It doesn't mean that this person doesn't love you. It might mean that they don't want to work on the situation together with you. You have this issue, and it's kind of, it has drained you for a very long time. And now it's really this crucial situation that either they want to work on it with you, or you will have to be able to move on. Because sometimes when we know the truth, that is what's happening. If finally we have felt like the truth it's there, it's probably this, but the person refuses to admit to it. And here finally they might admit to the ugly truth that they didn't want to say. And that will give you the kind of energy that you needed to take yourself out of the situation, instead of being kind of waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting to see if the situation will improve. So it doesn't have to go that way, but it's a possibility, and it's a possibility that you need to take in consideration. And it's not a warning, it's more like the divine is trying to encourage you that if you hear the truth, you need to listen to that truth and take sane decisions out of that truth, instead of letting yourself be led on or fooled, or staying in a situation that never will improve because the person refused to talk about the issue, and so on and so forth. So all the cards on the table, now it's kind of a necessary showdown. You want love out of this situation. If the other person refuses to give it to you by, for example, working on your relationship, you might need to be strong and move on. Okay, so I'll take another oracle card for you. We have the study card. It's a very peculiar deck, this one, because, okay, there's some cards here actually being in the reversed, but I have managed to only draw reverse cards from it the whole day, so it's amazing. Study. Spirit has its own special way of letting you know that it's time to study again. From time to time, it's important to go back and learn, whether they're learning old things, the Wheel of Fortune here, in a new way, or learning something totally new. This is an opportunity to expand your mind. And we can see both these people are kind of looking up. So I know there's a song about looking up. So I will look that song up, looking up. But it's really about this angel here in the picture, to be able to connect with the divine and know what is the most highest decision to take for your soul right now, to not stay in a submissive situation that's maybe humiliating to you or abusing to you, constantly putting you into a state of disappointment and energy loss. Okay, so looking up, still looking up. I'm thinking you are very much in love with this person, and even if this person is going to refuse to work with you on this issue right now, it might be that, because I realize what song this is right now, and looking up, I'm still looking up. So it's about sometimes people need to take, a break and go and find their bearings in the world. And while they are doing this, you might need to let them go. So it's not only about that, but there's a section in the songs that is about this. So it might be a disconnection between you and another, and you might have to make the gap between you two even larger because of something cruel that this person might say. Either they really mean it or they might just want to hurt you. But anyway, it's going to create some kind of distance between you if the person chooses to do this. And it can be, of course, the other way around. So you choose to do this, to say something that's not really true, but you say it so you can win over the other person. And this will create a gap between these two people, but it might not be the end of this, but you need to see it as the end for right now if push comes to shove, okay? Because that is the only way that you can get the other person to work on this relationship too, or free yourself to build relationships with other people that will actually work on these issues together with you. Okay, so we obviously have the Emperor and the Empress here, so and Adam and Eve, and this might be a split between the two if you need to take a decision to kind of save yourself here. So it doesn't have to be forever, but you still need to act like it is forever, and take decisions to plan for the life after, if that's necessary. It's not like you need to threat someone. It's more like you need to understand where you are right now and if there's a chance to solve this or not. Okay? And if there's not a chance to solve this right now, you might need to let the person go so they can navigate for themselves together with the divine and maybe find their way back to you. Sometimes we need to let go of the people we love the most, and if they find their way back to us, that is our destiny. But if they don't, this is wheels on the chariot, and this is Three of Swords. Enough with the hurt already. So put yourself in a position where you can't get hurt, where you have more to say about the situation, and you don't let people manipulate you or be cruel towards you and getting away with it. Okay. So I really hope this helps. And if you like my content and want to see more videos like this on how to heal yourself and make yourself ready for that true romantic partner of yours, or if you just want to work on your spiritual growth, remember to subscribe and hit the bell notification to get a heads up when a new video is ready and waiting for you. And thank you so much for being on this journey with me. I'm truly grateful for my wonderful, loving and supporting viewers. So until next time, stay blessed and bye-bye.